Hey everyone, if you couldn't already tell from the title, I will be answering the annual YouTube Lady Survey by Rosianna at Ms. X Rojas. Now, granted, she did this 2 months ago, and I'm a bit late to the game, but I have time now. I have a brand new camera, which is ridiculously awesome. I'm really excited to answer this, so let's get started. Who are your favorite female YouTubers? Gosh, there are really so many. Some of the first female YouTubers I watched were 5 Awesome Girls, and I'm still subscribed to like all of them, and I absolutely love their videos. Recently, I've discovered Carrie Hope Fletcher. She's friends with Alex Day, and she's like this really positive person, and I love her attitude, and she does really good vlogs, so you should go check her out. Another one that I've been watching lately is Go Ali Bongo. She's from Yorkshire. Her videos are really interesting, and she has the reddest hair I've ever seen. And my favorite web series right now is the Lizzie Bennet Diaries, and it's probably my favorite thing on YouTube right now, like ever. It's just so amazing. If you don't know, the Lizzie Bennet Diaries is a project of Hank Green's from the Vlogbrothers, and it's basically Pride and Prejudice as a video blog. And it's just like completely modernized, and it just, oh, it works so well. All the actresses who play Lizzie, Jane, Lydia, and Charlotte, they're fantastic, and they do such a good job. I just want to high five all of you. That's just awesome. Anyway, moving on. Who are your favorite female athletes? First off, I gotta say Clara Hughes, because she competes in both the Winter and the Summer Olympics. I think, though, that these were her last Olympics, both in 2010 and the recent ones in London. She's a Canadian long track speed skater and road cyclist, and she has won like, I'm not sure if I have this exactly right, but I think it's 6 medals over the course of about 6 different Olympics. She's won a gold in speed skating, and she's won bronze medals in cycling and some silver medals. We see her a lot in Canada in ads around Olympic time, and she was flag bearer at Vancouver 2010. And she's just this really positive person, and she's always happy no matter what the outcome. And on the note of London 2012, I gotta say I got a new favorite athlete in Michaela Maroney. Holy wow, that vault. She's just so badass. She is like the Regina George of gymnastics, like holy wow. What is your favorite book written by a female with a female protagonist? Oh, books. I can never pick one favorite. If you're talking contemporary books, I'd have to say The Hunger Games. But I also heavily fall into the whole Bronte sisters Jane Austen category when it comes to reading. It's a toss-up between 3 books. So I'm gonna have to say Jane Eyre. The writing is just so wonderful. Like, I really appreciate this book more so for the style of its writing than anything else. It's artful enough while being still very clear. Then of course there's Pride and Prejudice, and that's probably the Jane Austen story that I know the best because it's been done so many times, and I've just sort of grown up with it. Pride and Prejudice I love in terms of the dynamics between the characters, and the dialogue is just so funny right now, and all the characters are just so well drawn. Like Mr. Collins, he is a total drip and he makes me laugh, but I would probably want to punch him in the face if I actually met him. And Mr. Darcy, oh poor Darcy. And Northanger Abbey, also by Jane Austen. Apparently her worst novel, but I totally don't agree with that. In the story, everyone is reading these horror novels, and there's this whole commentary on like how they're completely vapid. Kind of a meta-narrative around the main character actually falling into these tropes of behavior that are said to happen when young ladies read these horror novels. So if you equate those novels with Twilight, it's just hilarious. It's as if Jane Austen was writing her take on the Twilight novels like so many people do, and just like mocking the shit out of it. What's your favorite film written by a female and with a female protagonist? Again, with movies, I can't decide. So that's gonna be a toss-up between Juno by Diablo Cody. Wow, your shorts are like especially gold today. When Harry Met Sally by Nora Ephron. How much worse can it get than finishing dinner, having him reach across, pull a hair from my head, and start flossing with it at the table? And of course, Tina Fey's Mean Girls. Get in, loser, we're going shopping. Who is your favorite female fictional character? Hermione Granger, but you know that. What's the biggest problem facing female content creators today? I would say the fear that you won't be taken seriously on a grand scale. Any solutions? If you feel like others aren't going to take you seriously, then I think there's less of a chance that you will take yourself seriously. So number 1, take yourself seriously no matter what it is you do. I feel like there's a perception of female content creators that we only do like really girly stuff, and that's not true. I mean, as women, we talk about our lives and what we did and where we went and what we're doing and what we're creating just as much as guys do. Sometimes those things are different, but the action of telling them is the same. And there's the even worse assumption that female YouTube content creators are only into like fashion and beauty. I subscribe to some beauty channels, and these beauty gurus take what they do really seriously. And that's what makes their videos good. If you're confident in yourself and you seek to satisfy your own standard before you want to satisfy your audience, then I think ultimately your work is going to be better. And also, if you aren't taking yourself seriously, you're not going to promote your videos to the extent that you would if you were taking yourself seriously. And I myself am guilty of this sometimes. Like, I feel like, oh, maybe they won't want to watch my videos. I don't want to be too insistent with this, but look, the only way you're going to gain an audience is if you actively go and pursue it. And if you really believe that what you've made is good, there's more of a chance it'll get passed along and more of a chance that people will like it. Do you think YouTube and online video in general are better or worse suited than television for tackling the prejudices and problems that female content creators face today? In terms of creating awareness about the problems that women face in the workplace, I think television is better suited to that currently. And this is purely for the fact that you can reach, on average, a wider audience. But that being said, it's only if that issue is being addressed on television that you would get that kind of audience. And in that regard, I say the internet is better. You don't have to work your way up through an established system at all. You can just, like, I'm right here, I'm sitting down, here's the camera, and I am telling you these things. And also in terms of online video in general, it's still quite a new part of the internet, and the way we as women relate to it is going to shape it. It's still a malleable technology. What do you pledge to do to make the internet a better environment for all content creators? I promise to be as positive as I can and as constructive as I can. So if someone's going to ask for feedback, I want to be honest with them. If I liked it, if I didn't like it, and why. And if someone does give you negative criticism, just don't let the haters get you down. Tell us a story featuring a lady in a prominent role. Okay, I'm going to tell the story about my grade 1 and 2 teacher. Her name was Mrs. Stubbert, and she was fantastic at creating these really cool and interactive curriculums. One of the biggest events in Mrs. Stubbert's class was the trip to Africa. We went on a pretend trip to Africa by setting up the chairs in the class like an airplane, and we pretended to be on the plane, and then we started learning about the animals of the savannah. We learned about the Sahara Desert. We learned a little about South Africa too, and about Kenya, and going on safari, and the Maasai people. And it was a really cool way to expose a class to different cultures and learn about different animals and climates and landscapes and how other people live. And then there was like this big ship in the class, and it was like the reading boat, and all the class's books were kind of laid out on the sides. There was like a rotating list, and you could sit in the boat and read during your reading time. Oh my god, this class was so good, and she was such a good teacher. Tag 5 people. Aside from all my subscribers, commenters, and anyone who sees this video, you're welcome to do a response, but don't respond to this video, respond to Rosianna's original video. Aside from that, I am going to tag Melissa at Starberry Avalanche, Dana at Miss Dana Meehan, Connor from British Whatsit, Bridget at CHS Treehugger, and all the people at Ottawa Awesome. You don't have to do this video if you don't want to, but I'm just tagging you just cause I'd love to hear your responses. Anyway, I will see you later. Bye!